Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon, and today we're looking at the Focke-Wulf 190V. The 190V is a Tier 6 German light fighter. The pros and cons of the plane: it has very good speed, it has very effective firepower. So you can think of the Focke-Wulf line as generally being light, heavy fighters. Unlike the bigger heavies, the Focke-Wulf line tends to have very good roll, and the 190V is no exception. The downsides to the 190V: it has very poor turning radius. It has not the best speed, so while it does have very fast speed, it doesn't outspeed everything, and we'll see that later. It also doesn't climb as well as you would like. It bleeds too much speed when going into the vertical. Something that makes the Focke-Wulf line a little bit different is you want to keep going straight to evade enemies. Don't try turning, don't try climbing, just keep going straight. You can see that they're throwing some bullets at me, but I'm just outside their effective range, so it looks more impressive or scary than it actually is. When I get far enough away from them, that's when I decide to turn around and try for some head-ons. In general, you want to try for a lot of head-ons with anything that's not a heavy. So this helps your strategy of going straight, turning around, going head-on into the opposition. The Focke-Wulf has a small package, so it is harder to hit than your traditional heavy, and the firepower is good enough to where you're going to outgun anything that's not a German heavy. I still probably wouldn't go head-to-head with the UK heavies either, but everything else I'm very comfortable going head-to-head with. When you're turning around, do not use the flaps. Do not cut the throttle. The Focke-Wulf line depends on keeping your speed at a good level so you can evade the opposition. If you cut your speed, you are defenseless. You will die within seconds. So you'll notice that all these turns, I might touch the flaps just to get a slightly better shot, but you want to keep your speed as high as possible. That's also why I'm not climbing. So when you're flying the 190, you're going to see bullets around you all the time. Don't freak out about it, it's not too bad. The reason why is because there are a lot of guns with effective ranges of about 500 meters, and when your plane is traveling this fast, it's hard to get into that range when you're the enemy. Also, when you're going that fast, any small movements you make in your general position or heading mean large changes in how the enemy has to lead you. So by just going fast and maybe moving a little 2 degrees to the right or left, it can completely throw the enemy's aim off. When turning around, I do slice turns, and that means going into the vertical a little bit. So I convert airspeed to altitude, and then I can dive to convert altitude to airspeed. But you don't want to take that to extremes too much. The 190 is definitely not a high altitude fighter. It does not perform very well. You're going to get eaten alive by other German light fighters and P-40s, stuff like that. Alright, so I have 5 kills, but this is one of the problems with the plane. Early on I said it has very good speed, and I've listed that as a pro. How can it also be a con? Well, here we are in a situation where we have some speed, but it's not enough to get away from the German light fighters, German heavy fighters, or the Mustang line, and even some Spitfire variants. So in this spot, I'm completely defenseless. Overall, I really like the plane. The FW-190V is probably my favorite Tier 5 at the moment. Is it the absolute best Tier 5? Probably not. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.